Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, as you know, this is our second webinar on how to stay positive and healthy during lockdown. Just to give you a background on how this series came to be, I have been doing a series of webinars on local tourism as the current convener of FPCCI's Central Standing Committee on Tourism Development. And they were so well received that some of our viewers requested that I initiate one on this subject as well. So, as we are all realizing in one way or the other, that in today's world, the challenge has become to stay not just physically healthy, but mentally too, and to keep away depression that seems to creep up on us from all sides. So, these series of webinars are aimed to highlight ways to do just that, stay mentally healthy. So, our last webinar's guests were a nutritionist, yoga instructor, and boot camp trainer. Today, our guests are very different. So, sorry about this. I'm using two computers at the same time so that I can have my, since it's Sunday and I couldn't get my printouts done, so I'm basically using my soft copies. So we've got, as I was saying, we've got very different guests from our last webinars. While each one is a mental health specialist, they're also dealing with their own challenges of fighting the mental repercussions of a COVID-19 world. So we'll bring an interesting perspective to coping with today's scenarios. Because not only are they professionals who know how to deal with mental problems or to deal with depression, which, as I was told by Dr. Sana, it's a very it's a term that one should use with great care because it signifies a whole lot more than just being upset or being down in the dumps. It has a lot of connotations of being almost suicidal. So, but when we start talking to people around us, we realize that this depression is beginning to spread quite a bit. So it's more than just being down. So I think that it needs to be addressed. So let me introduce you to our speakers today. To begin with, we have Arsalan Darik. He's an international keynote speaker, trainer, coach, and therapist, specializing in NLP, which stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming, Timeline Therapy, coaching with ICF, and conversational hypnotherapy. Welcome, Arsalan. Having conducted over 500 customized workshops to over 250,000 individuals, Arsalan is now a master trainer, developing other trainers to attain success in the areas of soft skills and behavioral studies. Our next guest is Dr. Sana Yasir, who is a practicing physician and also a life coach and trainer. Her expertise allows her to cater to her clients' physical, mental, as well as emotional health. With special interest in intersex and transgender persons' healthcare, she's also a mother of two, juggling multiple roles. So we are going to find her dealing with COVID also very interesting. Dr. Yasir Akil is a multi-talented artist. That's her husband sitting right next to her. And he started his media career in 2004 as an RJ for FM 103. He was a VJ for Indus Music and has been on screen as an actor and a host. He's also a renowned voiceover artist in the industry for over 15 years. He runs a production house specializing in TVCs and daily soaps. So he's going to bring in an interesting perspective, which is different from what the other three are going to be bringing in. Then we have Anusha Somani. She has been part of the training and development fraternity since 2016, working as a facilitator and with various educational institutes, as well as with leading national and international organizations in different capacities. Anusha is also a certified NLP practitioner and a life coach and works with clients to enable them to reach their full potential. So, my first question is going to be to Arsalan. You have conducted numerous training programs and transformed lives of people through studying their behavior patterns and changing their thinking as a viewer. How do you think your learnings can help people overcome the depression that this lockdown is bringing on? Over to you.
Shanaz, thank you so much. It's definitely changed me in many ways. One thing is that I realized that before even knowing about what mental health is. And before I was even doing all of that, I was just only doing trainings. And it was so easy for me that I used to go to talk shows, I used to talk, and it was really easy. And ever since I became educated, I started asking questions. Then I started becoming quiet. And then, somebody asked me, Arslan, what is mental health according to you? And I go like, what do you think it's for? What do you understand from it? How do you think it is? So it has made me a very quiet person, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's in largely what you can cap it into, very few words is how you associate meanings to things. जिस तरीके से आप कोई भी चीज को देखते हो या किसी भी perspective से देखते हो, उसको आप क्या मतलब देते हो या क्या उसको नजरिया देते हो, that is going to become your shaped reality. And everybody practically is aware of it. It's not like somebody isn't aware of it. I remember that even child बच्चे जो होते हैं जब वो sockets में हाथ डालते हैं out of unawareness and they get electrocuted, so then they understand that, yeah, this is a socket where I don't have to touch. And it's very different. Like when clients come to me and they say, Arslan, I'm feeling hurt. I said, well, what's how do you hurt yourself? So my always the question, I'm the how person. Arslan, I'm depressed. How are you depressed? How are you getting depressed? I would want to understand the science and mechanism behind it. So
Right.
it's a strange word. I think we've adapted a lot from the media and television, for example. And what you said about Dr. Sana was really right, that we're using words in different contexts. Isolation, like if somebody's married with 6 kids at home, that's not isolation. That's like a family pack setting, waiting to do a lot of activities. I think the use and content of words should be very, very careful in how we use them. I hope that answers the question, but
Yeah, but,
it's
I was just wondering that,
yeah.
because of all this training that you've received,
Hmm.
is there any quick fix way that you can suggest to people about how they can keep themselves mentally still stable and positive in an environment like you just described, where there are 6 people in one home, maybe not even with enough room space for everybody? They're literally one on top of the other. How does one manage to, for them, it's easier to be out of the house and probably have more space than when you're there inside under lockdown. So
Yeah.
how do you then, ask them or suggest to them to keep positive?
There is no very quick fix. So I would highly recommend that people do talk to each other. It might not be only with a therapist, but it could be just even with a friend. So reflection is one area that I would want people to pay attention to. Reflection in terms of therapy, we call it sensory acuity, being having the acuteness to see things and how they're basically evolving and changing. So there is no quick fix to this. You have to be very, very mindful in terms of whatever basically you're doing. And if there's a pattern that you're performing which is not recognizable and identifiable by you, at least others are recognizing it. So you have to establish interaction with others. I spend like hours together, constructing a lot of interventions. But of course, then it's very complex to teach people how to utilize them in a very quick fashion. So I would really say that people should take help. Now but one thing that you can really understand about yourself, so we're saying that if somebody's like for example married and or has mom and dad and there's at home and they're feeling as if there's something different. It's not the difference basically that they're feeling, they're just basically not, they're doing things now differently. That's how we could say it. And doing
Right.
things differently, as Tony Robbins describes it, is that you have lost your sense of certainty. Now you've entered a world which is very uncertain. And when you are uncertain about what's going to happen next, you're not developed on that neurological level. So the brain requires development. It's like गाड़ी अगर आपको पहली दफा कोई भी चलाने देगा, anybody would say I'm depressed driving a car because you're
Right.
driving it in second gear. But once you get really good with it, you shift to fifth gear, fourth gear, and you make those adjustments. I think
Right.
that's how I would put it. Right?
Okay.
We got to learn through it. It's a learning phase for us.
That's true. I think it's been a learning experience for all of us, because we
Yeah.
are now in a completely different world from what we all of us used to. And
Correct.
I think this is a good point that one should start, and there's plenty of opportunity definitely now to start reflecting and conversing and communicating with one another instead of just sitting glued to our iPhones and our laptops it's a good idea to be able to communicate with the family and after maybe a very long time. Dr. Sana, you're a life coach and trainer, but you're also a wife and a mother who's experiencing the same issues that most households are. Husbands at home without anything productive to do, restless children, etc. How are you using your learnings to keep yourself and your family positive?
Okay, I would start by saying that this pandemic has been a blessing in disguise because none of us are actually, not productive. We are very productive we've been very productive throughout the pandemic. How we've done it is that we are working from home. My services have not stopped. Um, I am still juggling those roles that, yes, my kids are home. Kids are always restless, Appa. They
Yeah.
need something to do. It's good to be restless. You need to get worried if your child is not restless. This restlessness is uh, is not with negative connotation. This restlessness is that I'm curious, I need to do something, my mind needs to be busy. Amma, I'm bored. What can I do? Now, this is where your guidance comes in as a mother, as as an older person in the house. You can actually tell them they can explore new things. Like we're also exploring new things. Like I am exploring new things. Like I started doing voiceovers during this pandemic. So
Right.
it's a new thing. But with children, with your house chores never stop. If you're managing your house, despite the work you have, whatever work you do, whatever services you give, your home is still there. You need to still manage it. You need to have a good balance. If you're good with time management, if you are very good with, and how does one manage time? You make an hourly calendar. This is what I tell my clients to make an hourly calendar for yourself. If you know what you need to do at what time, you will actually find out how much extra time you have, not just for yourself, but to have that quality time with your spouse, with your children, and with the other people in the house. I live in a joint family. I have
Okay.
10 people in my house who are, because of the pandemic, obviously we are in each other's faces. But how do we minimize friction? Because but naturally kuch friction to hogi. Nobody thinks alike. Everybody has different opinions. We need to respect their model of the world. We need to respect how they think and how we can have a win-win situation for everybody. You have your timetable set, you share it with others. Sharing, it becomes a part and parcel of when you're living in a joint system. You need to tell what your priorities are. You can also, no, I won't say, go ahead and sacrifice everything. Give yourself priority too, but highlight it. Manage time, make an early calendar, and then engage with your children in a way they can see, because you are their role models, you're their mentors. They're watching you constantly. If you're angry, if you don't have that emotional intelligence within you, if you're not self-aware, if you're not regulating your emotions, they will pick that and they will display it. When they display it, you won't like it. That's
So,
when, so this pandemic has been a blessing because I was able to connect with my children. They are learning different things. Yes, screen time thoda बढ़ गया, but that's okay. The need of the hour.
yeah.
If they're learning something, even while they're on screen, I don't mind. It
Yeah.
is all about learning. बाकी जहाँ तक स्पाउस के साथ बॉन्डिंग का है, मेरा ख्याल है तमाम खवातीन को तो खुश होना चाहिए, स्पेशली दोज हु कीप कंप्लेनिंग मियाँ टाइम नहीं देता, मियाँ टाइम नहीं देता. अब टाइम है, अवेल इट. you know make the
मैंने
most
तो
of it.
सुना है कि
Make new
डिवोर्स रेट बढ़
memories.
गया है क्योंकि टाइम अब इतना दे रहा है.
Make the most of it. Make memories. This is an ideal time. Why let it go? Why let it just pass by? वो नहीं होना चाहिए night passes, day life passes in this way. No. Make
बिल्कुल.
memories. Do silly things. Do things that make you happy. Do things that maybe just the two of
Yeah.
and you can just you know have fun. Make
No, this
this
is so true.
not about sadness and anxieties and depression. Make this about bonding and relationships and nurturing those relationships.
So, Dr. Sana, two things that have come out of what you've just said, which I think is, and both these points are very, very important. The first one is time management, which I think is something that people ask me all the time as to how I managed to achieve so many things in one day. And I think really you hit the nail on the head when you say time management. Are you going? So I have my little grandchild who's with me, and say hi. Hi. So bye.
Bye. Take care.
So he's had to be very good and not disturb me through my webinar. So I thought he deserved a little kiss for that. But yeah, two things that definitely you've done, which you mentioned. One is the time management portion, and the other is staying positive, because I think it's all about your own mental outlook. You can look at a glass is half full, or you can look at it as half empty, and it's really all about how you look at the situation and then try and make the best of it. And yes, 100%, this is a time when you can do a lot of bonding, because there's really no getting away from one another. So uh, what else is there to do but to bond? So that which brings me to my question to your husband, to Dr. Yasir, who, by the way, is a doctor, but he's not practicing right now. Instead, he's a very creative person. As you heard me when I spoke about all the things that he's been doing. So for creative people, Yasir, it's very difficult to be not creating. I hear from your wife that you are still working, even though you are under lockdown, and that it's not that all of you are busy doing something. So,
Yeah.
what exactly is it that you are doing to keep yourself gainfully employed in this lockdown situation? And do you feel your wife's training is also helping you fight well, depression, or at least being morose about life?
The mental challenges of the lockdown, I'm assuming you're trying to say. Well, Appa, it's an interesting time for creative people actually, and it's a very, very, very productive time for creative people because you see, and I like to put creativity in calculated terms because unfortunately, when people think about creative people, they believe that somehow we're bad with mathematics and time management, and हम moody लोग होते हैं, तो हम अपनी मर्जी के कपड़े पहनते हैं और अपनी मर्जी के time tables follow करते हैं, but that's really not the case. You see, for creative people being stuck in traffic is a problem. We don't have that problem anymore. Having to commute from one place to another for 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the night, is a problem. Those 2 hours is the extra time you have now got for yourself to be productive or creative or relax or work out, whatever it is that you can do. आपके पास जो extra time aa gaya hai, and I'd really like to specify, you see, the little things that we're not realizing are that this pandemic has made us realize what we didn't need in life. What we didn't need is to commute from one place to another to be productive. We didn't need to congregate in order to be productive. We didn't need to shun technology as we had. The available technologies we are using today, we never used before. We figured, what a waste of time. Let's go out and meet. Now, what's happening in Pakistan, especially with a lot of people, is कि जब लोग ऑफिस जाते हैं तो सुबह सबसे पहले आप ऑफिस पहुंचते हैं और उसके बाद जो है ना वो 4 लोग जो स्मोकर्स होते हैं वो सिगरेट पीने चले जाते हैं, 5 लोग चाय ऑर्डर कर लेते हैं और उसके बाद चाय के ऊपर ही तबसरा होता है कि कल रात को क्या हुआ एंड आई वेंट आउट विद द फैमिली एंड यू नो अरसलान ने मुझे ये बताया एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. This is an absolute waste of time that we culturally are somehow acceptable to do. This is completely eliminated from our lives now. You don't talk to anyone that you don't need to. So you can be more and more productive and you can be more and more delivery oriented or target oriented because you have that extra 3.5 hours in your life. Number one. Number two, about a lot of people have lost their jobs. The second part of your question was, how is Sana's training dealing with that? Fortunately for us, and unfortunately for a lot of people, we're a very, very, I would say, energy oriented and happy family. So, for example, what we did now was Sana and I used to go out to the gym together, and gyms have been shut down for 4 months. So then you find ways. Like you said, we're creative, right? Every human has an angle of creativity. So you find ways. What you do is आप एक towel लेके ना बच्चे को अंदर बिठा लेते हैं और उसके बाद उसको weight lifting कर लेते हैं. You can put water bottles in and you can start picking them up and you can start being creative. Now, what we started doing was we built our own gym. Over these past few months, we have now got our own gym at home. We don't need to go anywhere. You see, so that was one outlet, and we're very happy to do that. Plus, what we started doing was, because we have so much more time now, and we have these activities, and I'd specifically like to stress upon the fact कि बहुत सारे लोग that I speak to are परेशान होते हैं इस बात से कि यार घर में बैठे हुए क्या करें. Please don't give yourself the excuse कि घर में बैठे हुए क्या करें. Are you maintaining yourself physically? Are you maintaining yourself mentally? Are you maintaining yourself emotionally? ये देखें, ये तीन aspects हैं आपके that are completely within your control. To be happy or not with what you have, with what you eat, is within your power. So don't say, I have nothing to do. That's something that children complain about because you have to give them a task. By the time you're an adult, you should learn to design tasks for yourself. So we go out, for example, we go out cycling, we work out together, we go out for little walks on the beach, and so on and so forth. And these are little opportunities that we have created for ourselves. This is something that doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. Maybe you like to cook, maybe you like to bake. Some of my friends learned baking. Our kids learned baking. I actually learned to fry an egg, I must say. So I for the first time in my life, I went to the kitchen and I fried an egg. It didn't turn out the way I had expected it, but yeah, that was something of a little exertion for me. But I believe it's a time to be more productive, and you are given this opportunity, and a lot of companies have now realized, corporate organizations have realized that work from home is actually more productive. It is cheaper. People save time and money doing this, and there are no targets that are not being achieved during this time. तो हम अपने आप को एक्सक्यूज ना दें. बेसिकली बात ये है कि अपने आप को ना बहाना मत दें कि मैं ये नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि.
बिल्कुल, very true. We have a comment here from Mr. Naeem Qureshi who says, for more awareness, please manage all conversations in Urdu if all speakers are from Pakistan. So let us try and do that. It's a valid point. Except that, when you're on social media, the problem ये है कि आपको पता नहीं है कि आपके viewers सिर्फ पाकिस्तान से हैं या नहीं है. क्योंकि हम तो स्पीकर्स बेशक पाकिस्तान से हैं, और अगली बार तो मैं बल्कि अमेरिका से भी स्पीकर्स लेकर आने वाली हूँ जो साइकाइट्रिस्ट हैं. लेकिन क्योंकि हम वॉच्ड हो रहे हैं ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, सोशल मीडिया पे कोई क्लैंप नहीं होता है, तो नॉर्मली उस वजह से मैं फिर एक वो लैंग्वेज यूज़ करती हूँ जो यूनिवर्सली, जो फेसबुक पे होते हैं वो इंग्लिश समझते ही हैं और वो यूनिवर्सली भी अंडरस्टूड हो जाता है, इवन इफ यू हैव people who do not speak Urdu who are listening. So I'm going to come back to you also, Yasir, about what you've said. But I want to also give Anusha a chance, and then we'll address some other some points. So, Anusha, how has your style of working changed with COVID-19 now that you cannot physically interact with your students or your clients? And more importantly, how is it all your learnings helping you to deal with this new situation?
First of all, thank you for having me here. I am loving this conversation. I am taking notes while people are saying, everyone's saying as I'm like writing it down because that's my learning as well at the same time. To answer your question, like Dr. Yasir said, कि पहले टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा commuting और traffic में गुजरता था. Now my time is spending on Zoom and Google Hangouts. So I think again it's a blessing in disguise for a lot of my. I've become more productive with a lot of work that I have for me. But then also I can take out time for my own self, for my family. I think my mom is really happy to see me a lot at home now. And I think it's also I have gotten this opportunity to reach out to people more, because पहले क्या होता था कि I used to be like I'm traveling from one place to another, from here to there. and I didn't used to get a lot of time to be in touch with the people that I really care for. And now I really want to do something for them, so I do get that time and take out time for them. And I think that it has been a blessing in disguise for sure. So in terms of my work, I think जिस तरह से सबने बात की कि a lot of re-strategizing has taken place. Be it because when COVID happened and all the lockdown, I was also taking my classes as my final semester, and तो फिर सब चीजें online चली गई, methodology change हो गई, trainings online चली गई. A lot of reshifting, and there was a time when I had like what was happening because हमें लगा था कि यार ये temporary है, and एक महीना तो इस तरह से था कि चलो this will pass. But now we know that, of course, this is here to stay and we have to adapt to it. So I think one thing that I've for sure learned is how to be adaptive and being flexible with the situations. Either you can whine about it, or you can take responsibility of it. So I have like a lot of my programs, a lot of things, and even when I'm working with clients, a lot of re-strategizing has taken place with how we've moved along. And I think that the phrase that really helped me is by Richard Brandler, who is also the co-founder of NLP. He asked, "Who is driving the bus?" So I asked myself, like, who is driving my bus, right? क्या मैंने ये, have I given the steering wheel to someone else, or am I taking responsibility of my life? That also reminds me the concept by Stephen Covey, for example, which I think most of us would be aware of. That would, okay, yeah, there's a circle of concern and there's circle of influence. In my circle of concern, I am very much concerned about the pandemic. Can I do something about it to stop it? Not necessarily at this point in time. But what is in my circle of influence that I can take care of myself? I can take all the precautions that necessary. I can take care of my own well-being. I can make sure that others around me are doing okay. So again, जो मेरी responsibility या मेरे locus of control में fall करता है. So I think that is something that I ask myself. And of course, there have been times that I have to remind myself, like, who is driving the bus. Also, secondly, I think we also remind ourselves with the thing, okay, yeah, I am in charge of my mind. I am in charge of my mind, and I have all the resources necessary to make a shift. Like, for example, there are also times when I am in an unproductive or undesirable state, and it's not helping me to reach my goal. And that is the moment that you decide, okay, what you need to do to shift your state from undesirable to desirable state. That would help you. For example, now again, बहुत जैसे डॉक्टर यासर ने भी बात की कि पहले डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज होती थी. फॉर एग्जांपल आई फाइंड स्विमिंग टू बी वेरी थेरेप्यूटिक. सो मैं पहले बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें इन्वॉल्व थी. ऑफ कोर्स लॉकडाउन के बाद भी हो सकता है ये. But what I could do is I can change my activities. I have resumed painting. I have started, writing my gratitude journals. I have my own notes written down. I am trying different ways. So I think you have to see what's working best for you. As also Tony Robbins puts it, like if you're not in control of your environment, if you don't control your environment, your environment will control you. So I think at the end of the day, I have to, like, as an individual, I have to decide like whether I'm taking responsibility of my circumstances. So
that's very interesting. But so, Anusha, are you also taking calls from clients and addressing their problems and explaining to them what to do and how to get this? जैसे आप लोगों के sessions होते होंगे with the client on a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Are you doing that over Zoom or FaceTime? How are you handling it?
So pretty much my clientele, I think even before COVID, I was also dealing with an international person. So I was already doing with Zoom. I was already doing on Zoom. Of course, there were certain limitations, but now with time we've also upgraded our skill set, right? With the NLP practitioner upgrade, like we've also upgraded and we also re-strategized. So I think that has also helped me in taking clients on Zoom and addressing their concerns. And of course, I can only facilitate the process. They are the ones who will empower themselves at the end of the day. I am only a medium in the process. And I think I'm pretty much I'm doing what I can with the resources that I have.
True. यासिर आपने जो चीज़ कही वो it made a lot of sense क्योंकि हम actually और मेरे ख्याल से ये अब एक stepping stone हो गया है for us to change the world process has started, but I think ये permanent भी होने वाला है, because a lot of people have realized exactly what you just said, that we waste so much time. हम जाने आने, ट्रैफिक, फिर रोड रेज, उसके अंदर हमारा मूड इतना खराब हो जाता है बाय द टाइम हम अपने किसी चीज पे पहुंच रहे होते हैं, क्योंकि इसने ये किया, उसने ये किया, इसने साइड मारा, उसने, मतलब हर किस्म की, if you haven't gone into an accident, you definitely have had some kind of a verbal brawl with someone or the other on the road by the time you reach your destination, and you're all frazzled, and फिर टाइम इतना आपका जाता है, पेट्रोल आपका जाता है, एनर्जी आपकी जाती है. अब आप वो चीजें ज्यादा इफेक्टिवली कर पा रहे हैं आराम से बैठ के, और you have people from all over the world now participating. I'll give you an example. कल हमारा रोटरी का एक फंक्शन था जो हमने Zoom पे किया था. It was I was the charter president of this club, जिसकी कल फर्स्ट ईयर की एनिवर्सरी हम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे, और हम इंस्टॉलेशन फॉर द इनकमिंग प्रेसिडेंट सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे. We had people from Bangladesh who attended, we had people from UK who were attending, from the US who were attending. So, I mean, it became, in fact, I think more celebratory than it would have been had we done it like we would have in some hotel, where we would have had the same amount of people maybe, but they would have all been just from Karachi, So these are actually a lot of opportunities that are now offering themselves.
Because I'd like to add something to this, Appa, if I may. Just for the viewers to realize, देखिए हम एक 9 से 5 बजे की engagement, चाहे वो आपकी नौकरी हो या वो आपका अपना कोई कारोबार हो, उसके लिए हम 9 बजे से 5 बजे जब मुख्तस करते हैं, तो बेसिकली हमारी जिंदगी सुबह 7 बजे से शाम 7 बजे तक उसके लिए हम अलग कर देते हैं. तो गोया कि ये 9 to 5 सिर्फ 9 to 5 नहीं होता. 9 बजे प्रोडक्टिव होने के लिए सुबह 7 बजे आप उठते हैं और घर से निकल पड़ते हैं. तो बेसिकली सुबह का वो 2 घंटे और वापसी के जो 2 घंटे हैं आपके बीच में जो आप नॉन प्रोडक्टिव टाइम गुजारते हैं, उसका मैं तस्करा कर ही नहीं रहा, जिसमें आप गप्पे भी लगाते हैं, चाय भी पीते हैं, और सुनाओ बेगम ने रात को ये बनाया, जी, ये सारी चीजें बातें होती है ना जब दफातर में आप होते हैं. तो ये हम अपने हमेशा से वक्त को ये कहते आए हैं कि ये क्यों नहीं कर लेते यार, काश के मेरे पास थोड़ा टाइम और होता तो मैं ये किताब पढ़ लेता, काश के मेरे पास वक्त निकलता तो मैं सेहत अपनी बेहतर कर लेता, काश के मेरे पास वक्त होता तो मैं शायद लिख लेता. बट आज आप सबके पास, हम सबके पास वक्त है, ज्यादा वक्त है.
बिल्कुल.
तो अब ये शिकवा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरे पास वक्त नहीं है. अब ये शिकवा कर रहे हैं लोग कि वक्त ज्यादा है. तो इसको इस्तेमाल कर लें उन चीजों के लिए जिनको आप तरस रहे थे पहले.
बिल्कुल. इंसान किसी हाल में खुश नहीं है. नहीं, मगर मैं बिल्कुल, ये मैं तो आई एम वन ऑफ दोज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह पॉजिटिव पीपल हु ऑलवेज लुक एट द ब्राइट साइड ऑफ थिंग्स. तो मुझसे जब लोगों ने कहा कि तुम तो पागल हो रही होगी, बिकॉज आई एम अदरवाइज आई एम रनिंग अ पीआर एंड इवेंट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी. So I am normally out every day to 5 events at least, and also aside from my work and aside from all the other things that I'm doing, and then Rotary and then FPCCI and God knows how many other things I'm involved in. So everybody was, उनका सबसे पहले रिएक्शन था ये तो पागल हो जाएगी, क्योंकि ये अब उसको घर में बैठना पड़ेगा, ये कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी. And I have not been free 1 minute. मतलब मैंने मेरा जो पहले जो 6 हफ्ते थे वो मैंने इतने दबा के स्प्रिंग क्लीनिंग किया अपने घर की, जो इतने टाइम से मैं हमेशा कहती थी कि जब वक्त मिलेगा तो करूंगी, मगर वक्त कभी होता नहीं था. अब वक्त ही वक्त था, जैसे आपने कहा. तो इतनी मैंने आराम से और एंजॉय करके मैंने किया, एक एक चीज, एक एक दराज, एक एक पुराना खत, एक एक पुरानी तस्वीर, और लोगों के साथ शेयर किए मैंने ये. और उस शेयरिंग में लोगों को भी इतना मतलब खुशी महसूस हुई है, बिकॉज ये पुरानी यादें वापस आ रही हैं उसमें. एंड नॉर्मली मैं कर ही नहीं पाती, क्योंकि मेरे पास इतना टाइम ही नहीं होता कि मैं भी फोटो भी खींचूं उसकी, फिर शेयर भी करूं, सिर्फ साफ भी करना वही बहुत बड़ी बात है. तो इस बार तो इतना वक्त है कि वो सब कुछ मैं कर रही हूँ, और हर कोई एंजॉय कर रहा है, उसके फायदा उठा रहा है. तो आई थिंक इट्स बेसिकली अप टू अस कि हम किस तरह उसको देखें और किस तरह करें. मगर ये मतलब हम कह तो रहे हैं ये सारी चीजें, लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स इजियर सेड देन डन, बिकॉज कुछ लोगों की नेचर होती है और इंक्लिनेशन होती है कि वो पॉजिटिव चीजों की तरफ जाते हैं, और हर चीज में वो सिल्वर लाइनिंग ढूंढते हैं इन द क्लाउड. मगर बहुत से लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो बहुत जल्दी डाउन हो जाते हैं. वो चाहे कोशिश करें तब भी उनके लिए मसला होता है कि वो किसी चीज़ को की पॉजिटिव साइड देखें, और फिर जब उनको लगता है कि हर चीज़ गलत हो रही है, बच्चे भी सर पर हैं, मियाँ भी सर पर है, अब खाना भी सबके लिए पकाना पड़ रहा है, बहुत लोगों ने अपने सर्वेंट्स को मना कर दिया आना, तो वो सफाई भी सब खुद करनी पड़ रही है, तो वो इट्स बिकमिंग अ मेजर चोर फॉर देम, एंड वो फिर मेंटली भी एक, इट्स नॉट जस्ट फिजिकल एग्जॉस्शन, मेंटल एग्जॉस्शन भी है। तो ये उसको वो क्या करें, वो कैसे डील करें?
Can I answer this, Appa?
बिल्कुल
I would suggest, I would say, and I would also want Arsalan to, give his opinion on this as well. It all starts with how you think, Appa, because the thoughts that you create, they will result in your behavior. Because आपकी thought बनती है, फिर आपका emotion generate होता है, और वो emotion एक attitude बनता है और behavior generate करता है. Becomes like a continuous cycle. So when we repeat things, they become habits. All right, that is what habit is. Repetition. If you repeat a certain pattern, it will become a habit. So अगर आपकी, जैसे आपने कहा ना कि कुछ लोगों का inclination हो जाता है, actually this is within our power. We choose to think a certain way, and we can choose to create negative thoughts or positive thoughts. So जो negative thought creators हैं, ये जो negative thoughts जिनकी create हो रही हैं, over time वो एक habit बन जाती है कि they look at the negative side of the picture first, or and they say कि worst case scenario पहले देख लेते हैं, या वो anxiety suffer करते हैं, because anxiety is the future of fear of unknown. It's in the future, it has not happened, but you would not expect it to be good, you would expect it to be bad. That's what gives you anxiety. So क्या होता है, ये शुरुआत हो रही है थॉट से. अगर आपको एक नेगेटिव थॉट आ गई है, you need to learn how to make it positive. You need to, like Anusha said, take responsibility. The minute you take responsibility, you become the cause of something, and when you become the cause of it, you can manipulate that thought and make it into a positive one. You can in your head reframe that thought कि अच्छा ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है, अच्छा what else can be good about it, or what can be good about it to start with, what is there to learn from it. These are certain things that were NLP's blessings for us, these questions that have started coming to us so often that there is no place for negativity in the head. You repeat it so many times, not just with clients, for myself. I practice this for myself. Why am I so positive? How do I stay positive? आसान है कहना हैप्पी गो लकी, है ना, हैप्पी है तो हैप्पी गो लकी बोलते हैं. Luck, it's not luck, it's every little tiny decision that you've taken by choice. Yes, घर का काम करना है, घर का काम हमारी जिम्मेदारी है. अगर हम पिच इन करके खुश हो सकते हैं तो why not?
If I may add just one line, sorry I'm interrupting. When I was a young boy, मुझे पढ़ना अच्छा नहीं लगता था, like most young boys. तो मेरी वालदा ने एक बात समझाई, or anyone, and उन्होंने एक जुमला बोला that I live by now, and this is something जो मैं आमतौर से रिपीट भी करता हूँ कि बेटा देखो, हंस के भी पढ़ना है और रो के भी पढ़ना है. पढ़ना तो है, ये डिसाइड कर लो कि कैसे करना है. So that is something that I live by.
सही है, बिल्कुल. बल्कि यही चीज मैं, दैट इज व्हाई मैंने अरसलान से सबसे पहले यही पूछा था कि कोई एक क्विक फिक्स सोल्यूशन तो होगा ना जो हम लोगों को बता सकते हैं कि आप किस तरह कोप करें. तो ये मेरे ख्याल से इट्स वन ऑफ दोज क्विक फिक्स सोल्यूशंस कि आप अपना जो एटीट्यूड है उसको आप चेंज करें और आप नेगेटिविटी की तरफ जाए ना, आप पॉजिटिव ही सोचे, और अपने आप को आमादा करें कि आप पॉजिटिविटी की तरफ जाएं. कोई चीज करनी तो है, उस रोने से वो सिचुएशन चेंज नहीं होने वाली है, फिक्र करने से सिचुएशन चेंज नहीं होने वाली है. तो बेस्ट यही है कि आप कोप करें उस सिचुएशन के साथ. Arsalan, what do you say about that?
I really love the thought process. I mean, I'm just enjoying everyone's conversation. I'm in the habitual practice of listening also a lot. So yeah, you guys are all right. It's about strategies. So the real thing is that even before a thought, there's a strategy. And most of the times that I spend my time is mostly experimenting. And it was really fascinating. I met 3 of my friends who were my former colleagues. who had been at least fired more than 2 times, at least 2 to 3 times. So they have been out of job, they've been fired, and then they have a developed neurology, they have a strategy. So the COVID-19 when happened and their job went out of natural reasons, they were really not bothered. Their brain started thinking immediately. Something that I really love about Yasser, so when I was basically working on reducing my smoking, and Yasser said, "Oh, it's easy," because he already had that inbuilt strategy and model. And for him, gym is a natural thing that comes in terms of strategy, but it's creating neural networks in your brain. So but for people who have not experienced, they're crying for help. So imagine somebody who's never lost a job, has never been said no to, or might have never been even fired, and now COVID comes and all of a sudden his job goes away. That's where we're looking at the real problem, and it's just that they don't have that set strategy in their brain. So I think we should all reach out. If you guys can, please just address the individuals by listening to them first. First, listen to them. Maybe we might tell them that, yeah, dekho karna hai, aasan hai, and they're crying out loud because in their brain they can't structure that. It's like a baby who's born and doesn't know how to walk, and is crying for help. So that's how they basically voluntarily act for that action. But when they learn how to pick that pace up, then things happen automatically. So sure, some support, but I'm a pro fan of it. True, that's how you have to actually do everything that you do. But strategies really help.
Bilkul.
Thank you, Shanadapa.
Anusha, you want to add to that?
I really echo with, I mean, I'm just going to echo with what everyone said. I think one point that I would like to add is it's okay to have negative thoughts. And just, I think at this point, just acknowledge that it's there. Okay, and being mindful of your thoughts and acknowledge that it's there and just let it pass. Also, I think it's okay to feel angry or it's okay to feel sadness. But then, like, I think, again, saying that I am angry would also put you say, okay, my whole being is angry, rather than if you change and tweak the language and just be like, I feel angry, which means that the part of me feels angry, but then there's a greater part of me that is also capable of not feeling angry and being okay. And it's just understanding that it's just a phase, it's just a process, and let it go, and change your state immediately. I think that's basically about it. I think
that's a whole.
You lost Shanaz.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if it's
I don't know. But if I can just add to what you were saying, Anusha, and I can just sort of, like you said, echo with what was going on right now. And this is something that I don't understand NLP because I'm not educated in NLP. But what I do understand is something that she told me. It's called the law of attraction. And this is something that I've believed for a very long time. This is the basic mechanism of religion ki dua ka form as well. Because if you really connect the two, your education is saying, or NLP is saying, the power of attraction. We have heard and seen many documentaries about it, but actually, अगर आप इस बात को नहीं समझ सकते, इसको इस पहलू में समझ लीजिए कि दुआ भी तो सिर्फ यही है कि आप अपने लिए वो चीज मांग लेते हैं और अपने आप को ये बताते हैं कि ये मेरे लिए होगा, क्योंकि मैं इस बात को मानता हूं कि ये मेरे लिए और मेरे साथ ऐसा ही होगा. तो दिस इज द पावर एंड द लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. अगर आप नेगेटिव सोचते हैं, वी ऑल डू, इट्स नेचुरल. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम जो सोशल मीडिया पे तस्वीर लगाते हैं जिंदगी उसकी स्निपेट्स हैं. जिंदगी ऐसा है नहीं. वी हैव, एवरीवन हैज देयर अप्स एंड डाउन्स. बट एट द सेम टाइम व्हाट यू नीड टू रियलाइज इज कि अगर आपको नेगेटिव थॉट आई है, यू नीड टू मेक एन एक्टिव कॉन्शियस डिसीजन एंड टेल योरसेल्फ, वेट अ मिनट. Just like you need to stop yourself from doing harm to yourself, you tell yourself, एक मिनट रुक जाओ, ठहर जाओ, ऐसा नहीं होगा. And you tell yourself कि कैसा होगा. And you look at yourself and you say, this is something that I'm going to make happen. अगर आप ये फैसला कर लेंगे, I don't know exactly इसको किन अल्फाज में आप लोग NLP में बोलते हैं, but from what I understand, देखें, बात ये है कि the best love stories, and I'm speaking from a creative person's perspective, The greatest love stories were built on one thing, and that is belief. कि मैं इसको अपने आप से अट्रैक्ट करवा सकता हूं या सकती हूं. That's it. They usually fight repulsion ke sentiments and go on to an attraction ka sentiment. These are two poles, 180 degrees apart, but just the belief that I can make this happen is what makes it happen. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, I
Both.
think in NLP, we say like and Arslan, please correct if I am diverging somewhere else, but we say that conscious mind is the goal setter and unconscious mind is the goal getter. जब आप ठान लेते हो उसको कि यार ये करना है एंड जैसे एक डायलॉग है कि पूरी कायनात तुम्हें उससे मिलाने की साजिश में लग जाती है. Precisely that.
We have a Shah Rukh Khan fan.
No, not really. I wouldn't identify myself with that, but yeah, that's.
I do.
This is
I
what
am
he was
guilty.
This is what he was going to
Guilty.
say. What you just said.
भैया वो क्रिएटिव पर्सन है, वो नहीं आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे तो कौन करेगा?
Yeah, so
तो
precisely
यासिर,
that.
आप अभी जो आपकी जो क्रिएटिविटी है, आप उसको किस तरह चैनलाइज कर रहे हैं? यू स्टिल डूइंग प्रोडक्शन वर्क बिकॉज अब सिंस लॉकडाउन है तो लोगों की डिस्टेंसिंग भी हो रही है. मैंने सुना था बीच में कि शूट्स वापस शुरू हो गए थे, लेकिन फिर कुछ लोगों को कोविड हो गया, फिर वो लॉकडाउन में चले गए. तो हाउ आर यू कोपिंग?
देखिए, अगर आप बात करें कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी या क्रिएटिव आउटलेट, देखिए क्रिएटिव आउटलेट जो है ना, वो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो डिपेंडेंट हो किसी और का. टुडे द टूल्स वी हैव, फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आप प्रोडक्शन उस लेवल की नहीं कर सकते जो कि एक पर्टिकुलर मीडियम डिमांड करता है, तो क्या आप उस मीडियम को चेंज कर सकते हैं अपने लिए? फॉर एग्जांपल, बहुत सारे प्रोड्यूसर्स जो मेन स्ट्रीम प्रोड्यूसर्स थे, उन्होंने आहिस्ता आहिस्ता अपने आप को यूट्यूब के लिए गेयर अप करना शुरू कर दिया, या वो ऑलरेडी प्रोड्यूस करना शुरू हो चुके हैं. सो दैट मीन्स कि उसका स्केल जो है वो आपने श्रिंक कर दिया, क्योंकि मीडियम की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं थी वो. यू हैव टू फाइंड दैट सोल्यूशन फॉर योर सेल्फ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हाट आई डू इन terms of my own creative satisfaction is I've always been able to write. मैं लिखता हूँ, but I cannot write scripts. मैं सिर्फ कहानियां लिख लेता हूँ, अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर लेता हूँ. That is my form of expression. Some people paint, like Anusha, you picked up the paintbrush. I pick up a pen and I start writing. And for the longest time, I had given myself the excuse कि टाइम नहीं है, कारोबार संभालना है, चीजें हैं, फैमिली है, फिर जिम भी जाना है, तो मैं कब लिखूंगा. बट ड्यूरिंग दिस पैंडेमिक मैंने कहा कि क्या मतलब कब लिखूंगा, अभी लिखूंगा. एंड राइट नाउ, एंड व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज, and this is, I don't know if this works according to NLP or not, but what works for me, personal experience share kar raha hu, is that I make the decision and I do it immediately. I don't tell myself, oh khana kha lu phir ye karunga. No, I cannot tell myself कि मैं पहले नहा लूं फिर ये करूंगा. No, अब खाना, नहाना, जीना, this is what I need to do immediately. So I will pick something up and I will start doing with it what I need to do with it. तो in terms of जो क्रिएटिव लोग हैं, वो अपनी क्रिएटिव आउटलेट तो ढूंढ सकते हैं. एंड आई बिलीव कि वो जो क्रिएटिव लोग का जो लेवल है ना, वो थोड़ा सा अगर आप उसको चेंज करें, लोग अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को चैनल करते हैं. देखें, हर आदमी क्रिएटिव होता है. Women are creative in all kinds of ways they don't realize. And this is something जो मेरा एक दोस्त है, उसको मैं he's a designer और मैं उसको प्यार से दर्जी बोलता हूँ. And this is something that मैं उसको तंग करता हूँ कि तुम्हारा काम जो है ना, हर औरत 12-15 साल की उम्र से खुद करती आती है, क्योंकि वो कपड़ा लेकर आती है, फिर कहती है भाई इस पे ये वाली बेल लगाना, इसका गला ऐसे करना, इसकी शलवार के पांचे ऐसे रखना. And it's something I've seen my mother, my sister, my wife, everyone doing. तो तुम क्या करते हो ऐसा? You see, so this is a creative outlet that women have that they don't realize. Some people are creative in the kitchen. Some people are creative with paints and so on and so forth. तो हर आदमी के अंदर का जो क्रिएटर है ना, वो अपने आप को मुख्तलिफ तरह से मैनिफेस्ट करता है. You just need to find the will. अच्छा, and one more thing, I'm sorry मैं ज़्यादा टाइम ले रहा हूँ, but one more thing that I would really like to add is, and this is something जो हमें इनकलकेट जरूर करता है स्कूल के जमाने से, लेकिन हम ये भूल जाते हैं बड़े होके, क्योंकि हम आंसरेबल नहीं रहते. एंड दैट इज अकाउंटेबिलिटी. डेली अकाउंटेबिलिटी. दिल नहीं कर रहा, एज एडल्ट्स ना हम एक दूसरी चीजों को पुट ऑफ कर देते हैं। ओहो आज वर्कआउट नहीं करूंगा तो कोई कयामत थोड़ी आ जाएगी, आज अगर मैं लिखूंगा नहीं, आज अगर मैं पेंट नहीं करूंगी, या आज मैंने अगर अपनी वो वाली बुक जो मुझे बहुत पसंद है नहीं पढ़ी तो कोई कयामत नहीं आ जाएगी। नहीं, कयामत आए या ना आए आपने वो करना है, बिकॉज दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ योर प्रोग्राम्ड स्केड्यूल, यू हैव टू डू इट। सुबह जब दफ्तर के लिए उठना होता है तो कभी दिल करता है ना कि आज शायद ना होता तो अच्छा रहता। इट्स द सेम केस विद एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ, वेदर इट्स ईटिंग, वेदर इट्स स्लीपिंग ऑन टाइम। अगर आप अपने आप को रोजाना पुश नहीं करेंगे टू बी अ बेटर वर्जन ऑफ योर सेल्फ, यू विल नेवर इम्प्रूव। तो एवरी डे आप कहते हैं यार अरसलान तुम तो जॉग करते हो ना दोस्त, तो तुम्हें क्या मसला है यार, तुम्हारा तो रूटीन है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल तुम तो शाम 6 बजे 7 बजे रोजाना जॉग कर ले तो तुम्हारा तो स्टेमिना भी होगा और चीजें भी हैं, यू हैव अ फिक्स्ड रूट और तुम स्ट्रावा ऐप पे अपने आप को डालते होगे। बट दैट्स नॉट द केस। शाम को 5:30 बजे आई विल बेट यू अरसलान को दिल करता होगा यार अगर आज ना भागूं तो, गर्मी भी तो ज्यादा है, तो वो सामान भी तो लाना है अभी, राशन और ग्रोसरीज। Do not let yourself get away with an excuse. Be accountable to yourself. अपने आप से झूठ नहीं बोले। Don't lie to yourself.
बहुत जबरदस्त बात। आई थिंक दिस इज एक्चुअली यही एक तरीका है दैट यू हैव टू बी अकाउंटेबल। और फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर मैं मेरा केस भी लूँ तो मैं आई कुड रिलेट 100% टू व्हाट यू वर सेइंग, बिकॉज मैं भी लिखकर अपना जो भी अगर कोई क्रिएटिव इम्पल्स होता है तो वो मैं लिखने में मैं ज़रूर निकालती हूँ, बिकॉज दैट्स माई पैशन। और दूसरा ये है दैट आई डोंट बिलीव इन पुटिंग ऑफ फॉर टुमारो व्हाट कैन बी डन टुडे। तो अगर मुझे कुछ कोई चीज़ करनी है, वो हालांकि मैंने कोई कैलेंडर नहीं बनाया होता अपने लिए, कोई सुबह से शेड्यूल नहीं होता कि 1 घंटा ये करूंगी, 1 घंटा फिर ये करूंगी, फिर ये करूंगी, लेकिन मुझे पता है कि मुझे आज ये चीज़ें करनी हैं and what I will do. So, even, and this is something that's just a matter of both time management and discipline. One has to do it. I remember जब मैं just as a freelance journalist काम कर रही थी और मैं और किसी इदारे में नहीं connected थी, तो I was so productive that I was writing 1 article a day, every single day. जबकि जो employed थे in that publication house, वो मुझसे पूछते थे कि हम इतने ज्यादा प्रोलिफिक नहीं है, तुम इतना कैसे लिख पाती हो, और घर से वो भी, जब 1000 चीजें और हैं वहां पे, घर पे तो इतने डिस्ट्रैक्शंस होते हैं, तो कैसे कर पाती हो। सो इट्स रियली जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ डिसिप्लिनिंग योरसेल्फ एंड डूइंग टाइम मैनेजमेंट, बट यू एंड आल्सो गेटिंग इट इनटू योर हेड कि आज करना ही है तो बस करना ही है, ये आपने अपने आप को डेडलाइन देनी है और फिर कंप्लीट करना है। सो आई थिंक दैट इज अनदर वे दैट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल कैन टैकल these problems that now people are facing when they are used to a routine life, going to office 9 to 5, जो भी करना है वो प्रोडक्टिविटी उसी टाइम पर होती है। अब घर पे बैठे हुए उनको बड़ा मसले हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ के कोई एक डिस्ट्रैक्शन है, कभी दूसरी डिस्ट्रैक्शन है, तो किस तरह करें। तो ये आई सपोज ये एक माइंडसेट है जो चेंज करने की जरूरत है, और एक अडेप्टेबिलिटी होनी होगी कि अब इस तरह भी काम हो सकता है और करना होगा, मेरे ख्याल से। आई थिंक सबसे ज्यादा जी,
Sorry if I'm a talkative person, so bear with me.
Arsalan is very quiet, तो मैं सिर्फ यही कह रही थी कि Arsalan is just listening and not saying anything. But please go ahead.
This is something that you can very possibly relate to. A lot of husbands, obviously, because we speak to each other, and we sometimes do crib to each other as well behind our wives' backs, just to let you guys know. कि बहुत सारे लोग जो है ना, जो मर्द हजरात हैं, वो कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि यार मैं क्या, वर्क फ्रॉम होम का मतलब ये थोड़ी कि हर वक्त पुदीना ले आओ, धनिया ले आओ, और वो रोटी ले आओ, और मिंट चटनी खत्म हो गई है और रायता कब लाओगे, so a lot of people are complaining, but at the same time, and I'd like to, on your behalf, if I may, have Arsalan address this, how do men deal with that? Podina, dhania, gaddiyan.
Yeah, sir, I'm not the right person. I don't know what is. I'm a complete reverse organized. मैं घर का शायद maybe कोई काम ना करूं, but shopping is my passion. So it's like, if my wife says go to the grocery store, I will buy everything that is not necessary also. And the bill would be like, I just like it. I didn't like, yeah, look at that mustard, you know. I think we should buy it. शायद हमें जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी तो पड़ोसियों को, you know, पड़ जाएगी. So I don't know if I'm the right person in that way. But yeah, it is management. But I think one thing that we might have even missed out throughout this entire conversation, uh, while you were talking about Shah Rukh Khan, it just even inspired in my mind. Have you seen this recent movie called Chichore? I think it's 1 or 2 years old, but it's a must watch. It is a really, it's about that actor who basically committed
Sushant Singh.
suicide, Shishad Singh. So it's his movie Chichore, and it's a really good. It actually teaches, you know, individuals how to deal with failures. I think most people know what to do when they're successful. For example, they would know how to go, you know, go out with their father and celebrate, how to go out with your wife and celebrate. But what if things don't happen your way? What if the things are not designed in that fashion? What if you lost a battle? How do you cope with that? How do you cope with, you know, failures? And that's also a very important ingredient to basically, you know, give back to the society. Again, on the grocery matter, Yasir, I'm sorry. That's where I become the
He
artist.
does. I'll tell you what he does. He drags me along. He said, तुम्हारे बगैर मैं कैसे जाऊंगा?
तो अच्छा है ना, एक opportunity मिल रही है साथ साथ और चीजें
But
करने
dahi भी exactly, Appa.
Actually, one thing that I just want to add is, like you initially mentioned, कि everyone, और मैं love सुनता हूँ बहुत usually आजकल के, everyone is in each other's faces. देखें, this is something that I don't completely subscribe to, and I'll tell you why. There's a logical reason for it. Imagine your younger years, अगर आप किसी hostel में रहते, that was the ideal situation for a party. क्यों? क्योंकि किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूट के बॉयज हॉस्टल, गर्ल्स हॉस्टल में होते हैं जब आप, तो आपके पास वो कंप्लीट फ्रीडम होता है कि बॉस पार्टी है आज तो. The only difference between that situation and today in our homes is the mindset. क्योंकि आपने अपने आप को उस वक्त ये बताया कि ये मेरे दोस्त हैं और ये मेरे साथ मिलकर वो मजे करेंगे जो मैं भी इंजॉय करूंगा. और आज आपने अपने जहन को ये फीड कर दिया है कि मैं फंस गया हूं इन लोगों के साथ. इट इज जस्ट व्हाट यू हैव टोल्ड योरसेल्फ. अगर आप अपने घर वालों के साथ दोस्ती करने की कोशिश तो करें, आई एम क्वाइट पॉजिटिव दैट यू विल फाइंड दे आर मोर फन दैट यू नो. You do probably don't understand because वो जो थी वो किचन में ही रह रही थी और आप जो थे वो दफ्तर में ही अपनी जिंदगी गुजार रहे थे. And when you came back home, you were too tired, and वो आपकी वाली बात के रोड रेज था और सड़े हुए थे because आगे वाली गाड़ी जो थी वो यूं कर रही थी और पीछे वाली गाड़ी हॉन्क कर रही थी. तो आपने अपनी गुस्से को घर पे लाके निकाल दिया और चैनल कर दिया. What you didn't realize is that this person is also equally, if not more fun, if you would have given yourselves the opportunity to explore a relationship of friendship rather than हाँ ठीक है बीवी खाना पकाती है या बेटा है तो छोटा है. Because you can do, for example, fathers and sons have fun all the time, fathers and daughters have fun all the time, and I'm sure mothers share the same bond. तो आपके पास इस वक्त सिर्फ एक उम्र का दोस्त नहीं है, आपके पास इस वक्त हर उम्र का दोस्त है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन आज आपको किस फ्लेवर का दोस्त चाहिए. You see, and you have that choice. So tell yourself, yeah, this is an opportunity for me, rather than मैं फंस गया हूँ. Because अगर आप सोचेंगे मैं फंस गया हूँ तो आप वाकई फंस जाएंगे.
जी, इनफैक्ट I'll add to that कि एक तो जो आप फिजिकली जिसके साथ आप फंसे हुए हैं, आप उनके साथ तो है ही हैं, लेकिन now you have the choice and you also have the opportunity to connect with people you haven't connected with in donkey's years. मतलब क्योंकि पूरी दुनिया अब लॉकडाउन में है, तो हर कोई, चाहे वो अमेरिका में, कनाडा में, अफ्रीका में, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, चाहे जिस टाइम जोन में वो फारिग है, वो ऑफिस में नहीं जा रहा, वो घर पे है. I have had Zoom meetings with people I have not had meetings with and not met in years because this has been an opportunity. तो मेरे पुफी के बच्चे, चाचा के बच्चे जो सब बाहर हैं, जिनसे बिल्कुल मतलब अगर खुद वहां हम जाएं और मुलाकात हो तो हो, वरना बिल्कुल भी ना हो, ना फोन पे कांटेक्ट ना कुछ. अब हम Zoom पे हमने मीटिंग कर ली. मैंने अपने ब्रदर इन लॉ की बर्थडे पहली दफा जिंदगानी में, क्योंकि वो हमेशा अमेरिका में रहे, सेलिब्रेट की, क्योंकि वो Zoom पे उन्होंने की, क्योंकि सबके साथ उनको कोई भी घर पे आ नहीं सकता था तो फिर कोई और तरीका नहीं था तो उन्होंने हमें भी इनवाइट किया तो हमने अटेंड किया. पुराने स्कूल के फ्रेंड्स, यूनिवर्सिटी फ्रेंड्स, आई मीन ऑल काइंड ऑफ पीपल दैट वी नॉर्मली डोंट टॉक टू बिकॉज हर कोई बिजी होता है, सबसे बातें हो रही हैं. अब सबसे एक वो हो रहा है, मुलाकातें हो रही हैं. तो ये एक डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सोशलाइजिंग अब शुरू हो गई है जो वैसे अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती करने के लिए.
पापा देखे ना, लोग बोलते हैं आइसोलेटेड हैं, ठीक है, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग हो रही है, बट आई पर्सनली फील वी आर ग्लोबली कनेक्टेड. वी हैव नेवर बीन डिसकनेक्टेड बिफोर. पिछले जितनी पैंडेमिक्स गुजर गई या जो जितने जिस तरह की भी पैंडेमिक्स लोगों ने गुजारे डिफरेंट मुल्कों में, आज सब एक एक तरह की फीलिंग रख के गुजार रहे हैं. आई वुड जस्ट वांट टू एंड बाय सेइंग कि ये चीजें लेबल्स हम सुन रहे हैं, जैसे आप पॉजिटिव रहने की बात करती हैं और आप ये कहती हैं डिप्रेशन या एंजाइटी से कैसे फाइट करें, तो don't live by these labels, create your own labels, create your own, and happiness is within you, don't look for it outside. क्योंकि ये नहीं है इसलिए मैं खुश नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि आज मेरे पास ये सहूलत नहीं है या घर से नहीं निकला, that is again an excuse. और आपको वो डिप्रेशन का लफ्ज एज अ लेबल यूज करने को मिल गया विदाउट रियलाइजिंग व्हाट इट इम्प्लाइज.
बिल्कुल. तो सना ने मेरी जो जॉब है वो बहुत आसान कर दी है बाय सेइंग कि मैं आखिर में ये कहना चाह रही हूँ, बिकॉज मैं नॉर्मली आखिर में एक मैसेज लेती हूँ सबसे, तो सना ने तो अपनी दे दी, या फिर आप भी दें.
ऑन क्लोजिंग नोट उसमें ये कहना चाहूंगा कि देखें, खुशी, लाइक शी सेड, डिप्रेशन और खुशी, बट मैं डिप्रेशन बिकॉज आई एम नॉट क्वालिफाइड तो मैं उस बारे में नहीं बात करूंगा. खुशी के मामले में आई फील दैट एवरीवन इज क्वालिफाइड, तो मैं जरूर कहूंगा खुशी जो है ना वो डिपेंडेंट नहीं होती नॉर्मन तेल पे, क्योंकि जब तक नॉर्मन तेल आएगा नहीं तब तक राधा नाचती नहीं है. तो आप अपने लिए ना नॉर्मन तेल की कंडीशनिंग ना करें. आप ये बोले, एंड दिस समथिंग दैट वन ऑफ माय सीनियर्स टॉट मी, कहले यार मैंने मर्सिडीज खरीदी तो मुझे उतनी खुशी नहीं हुई जितना मैंने जब गोल्फ का एक दफा में ही होल पार कर दिया तब हुई थी. तो देखें, जो खुशी आपको मिलती है ना एक अच्छा क्रिकेट के दौरान छक्का मार के और आप कहते हैं यस, या एक कोई अच्छी चीज खा के और आप कहते हैं क्या जबरदस्त बनाया मैंने, वो एक सस्ती खुशी में उतनी ही खुशी मिलती है जितनी की एक 2 करोड़ रुपए की गाड़ी खरीद के मिलती है,
शायद ज्यादा
और ज्यादा मिलती है. तो फाइंड हैप्पीनेस इन द स्मॉल little and more important things in life and stop living for others.
Adusha, would you like to add what is your last parting message?
I think my last message would be from where we started was the Nazariya part. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all about perspectives. Like how do you see the pandemic, or how do you see the situation to be like? Is it helping you? Is it serving you, or do you feel it's making you more miserable? At the end of the day, it's really on you. How do you channelize it? What we've really talked about. So Nazariya ka pura game hai. I think, and of course, it's an uncertain time. It's of course I wouldn't say it's a difficult time. I'd just say I think I say this a lot to myself as well, that it's a very different time for all of us. I think most of us, I don't think so. हम में से हमारी जिंदगियों में कभी किसी ने pandemic देखा है, because that happened like years back. So that's a different time. We don't know what we don't know, and it's okay at the end of the day. And just go with the flow. Just sometimes it's okay to take one day at a time and just see what's happening. So that's just about it.
Good. Arsalan, the quiet one.
Shahnaz, you give the closing remarks. I don't know. I've been really occupied in terms of learning. I love learning. I think one thing that I can give to anybody is that while you're looking at after all the areas of your life, like for example, looking good, looking fashionable, or even bodybuilding, doing good service to your body. I think it's also to give your good massage to your own head as well. So your brain is a neural network. You got to take care of your well-being. You got to learn. You got to appreciate how your brain works. I think that's been phenomenal for me, and I spend most of my time either listening or reading. It's because I've been attuned to it. I just love it, and I find a lot of inspiration and meaning in terms of what people have to say or what they have to share. But thank you so much for this opportunity. I wish that everybody has beautiful, beautiful way forward. And you were inspired by one or the other way of anybody's conversations. Uh, love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, even if one person has been inspired by what has been spoken today, I think we'll have done our work. So I think so. Thank you so much, Arsalan, Anusha, Sana, Yasir. You have been great, and I think keep up the good work and keep up the positivity. And inshallah, I think we'll all fare well after the this, COVID finally finishes. Inshallah, we'll all have come out of it better human beings, I think. So thank you so much for
Thank you
this.
for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you all the friends who've been watching. Thank you.